What's up, Flames Nation citizens? My name is Michela.
I'm Lyle.
You're Lyle.
We're back.
We are back again here in the Ooodle Noodle studios here in Marda Loop. We are so happy to be back talking to you about all things sports, Calgary, and beyond.
We need to practice our intro just together.
Yeah, we're going to get it down. I promise
It'll
you guys.
be some fabulous thing where you'll just know it's us by the way we start.
Yeah, maybe I should just I'll sing a song or something, but not a good
Anytime
one.
Anytime in this show you want to sing, I'm down for that. Music to my ears.
People hear
literally.
me singing enough. You know what? It's been a wacky week.
It is. It's like the pre-Stampede week or pre-Canada Day, whatever it is, but the city feels a bit weird on all fronts right now.
Everybody's buttholes are really, really tight right now because they know that Stampede is less than 10 days away.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, all of the people in like the service industry and the entertainment industry and the events industry, it's like, it is wild. And I feel like everybody's like really tense. And then on Sneak a Peek night, everybody's going to like breathe a little bit.
It's like the preparation for it, right? Like I had a meeting at the Dome today and I walked through Stampede Park as they were setting it up. I live in that area.
Yeah.
And like that park has a different vibe during setup than it does obviously during Stampede, but it's not like relaxed. Everyone's just like rushing around like ants.
I imagine people are yelling.
Yeah, they're up against the clock. And you're right, service industry, same thing. You know, every restaurant owner we know or venue operator is booked out, like double booked this Stampede.
It's so nuts. And like I thought about it the other night. I'm like, if I was raised in a different city and I didn't know, like, if the kind of gravitas of Stampede wasn't like ingrained in my bones from birth, I'd be like, Calgarians are wild. They're so weird. Like, I'd be like, this is crazy because most places when you have like a festival or a rodeo, it's a weekend. This is 10 days of shenanigans and tomfuckery going on.
It's longer now because everyone's doing their corporate events before.
Stampede is a month.
I know. It's literally like, I think the first Stampede in our calendar is like Wednesday. It's before Sneak a Peek even.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's exciting though. What was I going to say about Stampede? Oh, a prominent downtown hotel I won't name here, but they are booked out 10 days straight. Large hotel, over $880 a night.
Disgusting.
Who is paying $880 a night?
Also, I saw that like Airbnbs are also like doing the same thing, which is like, I mean, I get it. Like, you know, get your bag, do your thing. Like, I mean, my rates go up for Stampede.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, I don't know. I also am like, the economy.
Inflation. It's also been a weird week. Let's just say this. There's been some great news and then some pending not great news swirling around.
A
lot of gossip. Listen, it's the whole, like, what'd you call it in the pre-meeting? The Exodus?
Yeah, the mass exodus.
That was the headline. Mass Exodus. It's called the rebuild.
I know. And of course, all these headlines are going to be like clickbaity because,
yes,
of course, duh. But, you know, it's such a weird feeling. Like, it's not like in any other industry you have this much of a shakeup every single year. But in sports, it's pretty like normal, right?
It is. And you build sports teams around cycles. We haven't really peaked our cycle that we needed to the last few times we've tried. So it's time. And you get new guys at the top. Craig Conroy, he's going to try to make decisions that are going to shape his tenure and start now. You don't start a rebuild 4 years into your job. You probably don't have it anymore. So
yeah,
it's a weird thing. I've heard so many Flames fans in our circle of inner people who have been begging for a rebuild.
Yep.
And to me, rebuild doesn't mean you have to finish last like the Oilers did to get McDavid and all these guys year after year. It just means you have to have a conscious effort to build young and maybe rethink some of your top positions. And I think they're doing that. I think it's safe to say it'll be a very new look Flames, Wranglers, hockey operation side.
Just Calgary in general.
Calgary will be a new look sports city, and hopefully a new arena joins that too. But sooner than later.
Well, it will be.
It will be coming, yes. I mean, like,
the construction's going to be
I hope
nuts.
They build it so fast.
Please just make it happen in a year.
But yeah, I think we're going to be watching a very different Flames team. And then what that means, we could overanalyze that. We'll leave that to the barn burner, but it's going to be different. It's going to be exciting. There was a lot of nights last year as a season ticket holder that I found quite boring or effortless.
I agree.
So I think that'll be exciting. I love watching young guys play for their jobs, even if they're losing. That's exciting to me.
Yeah, and I also just think that there was a lot of hoopla around, we had Kadri and we have Huberdeau, and
Yeah.
then it was like, "Oh my god," and then, like, I don't know, like, we had some good games, but it didn't really necessarily make the splash that I thought it would.
It was the weirdest season. We had so many one goal games, so many overtime losses, but even
Yeah.
in those one goal losses, it never felt like they were going to come back and win,
Yeah.
which is a weird
And then I
feeling.
think that it's like, as like a fan or a season ticket holder, it might have just been a really telling kind of year, or maybe like to put a pause, which sucks because I want to be there all the time.
Yeah.
Um, but like, you can't necessarily even blame them for shaking things up, right? I'm also just very sentimental, and I'm like,
Yeah, me
oh,
too.
I don't want to see them go. Like,
I found that very hard being in the Wranglers organization. Was like, you want to be excited for a player who's moving up. Then I was like personally sad that they were
you're like,
leaving.
wah, 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 they're
Yeah. So
gone.
it's like, and I get it. The whole point of them being there is literally to push players of the Flames. However, I'm like, no, I want to watch them.
I want
My
them on
time.
my team.
My team. Okay,
That's
we
so
will wrap up quick
crazy.
Wranglers chat. Mitch Love, the beautiful
Yeah.
man, the coach of the year twice. He did not. He got passed up on the Flames hire, which many people on the Twitter sphere of Calgary
Yeah.
sports were saying he should have got the job.
I think he's great.
I think he's great, but I'm happy he didn't get the Flames head
Yeah?
coaching job. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Do you not agree?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm just sentimental, so,
Yeah,
like,
okay.
I've got, like, my heart invested in other things.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily see it from the analytical side
Okay.
of it, right?
My take for uneducated on this side would be, I mean, I'm not a GM.
Yeah.
He had zero experience as a GM, or sorry, as a coach in the NHL.
Mhm.
And there's a big difference between being a head coach and being an assistant. So he is moving on. He's going to a Washington. He's going to be an
Mhm.
assistant coach. He's going to gain some valuable NHL experience. And will we see him back? You never know, but I don't think he was ready for a head coach position. And then put yourself in Craig Conroy's shoes. You're a first-time GM. Are you
Yeah.
going to put a coach who's never coached an NHL game as the man you're going to ride
Yeah,
with?
that was a strategy move for sure.
Yeah.
That was a safe move, which, like, I don't blame him.
And they brought up like Huska had been in the organization. They brought him up.
He seems delightful.
Yeah, I'm pumped about that. So sad to see Mitch Love go. Congratulations on being a coach of the year twice in the AHL. You've earned it. And the Wranglers we'll talk about that closer to September. They're going to be different this year. They're not going to probably be the dominant team they were.
Don't say that.
It's pretty true though.
We could pull something out of our butts.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun hockey still.
Come to Wranglers games.
Come
everybody.
to Wranglers game. Oh, I was chatting with Dawson today from the Wranglers. We're gonna have all sorts of fun things next year. Come to Wranglers.
We love you, Dawson.
Okay, but that's the sad thing about the departure, and just it's one of those, like you talked mass exodus potentially, the clickbait. It's just one more story that looks like, if you want to tie it all together, everyone's trying to get out, but really it's just the way it progresses.
I mean, the one headline that I did see was from an Oilers page, so they were like, wow, like, oh my gosh, they're losing all their best players, ha ha ha. I'm like, okay, we have to use our internet brains when we're scrolling through and be like, what's the source of the information, and put our fake news brains on for a little bit.
This is a perfect segue into McDavid.
I know.
I am going to just sit back with some popcorn and laugh when he leaves Edmonton, because he's going to leave Edmonton. Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind, in a few more seasons. And he's going to, if they can't win a cup with him, he's going to chase a team that's going to guarantee him a cup.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to make a lot of money while doing it, and he's going to get the F out of Edmonton. Sorry.
I know. Okay, but he did have some he did have some positive news coming out this past week. Connor McDavid, congratulations. You are engaged to your beautiful now fiance. What is her name? Lauren Kyle. She's stunning. But he's still an Oiler for right now, so I think we can talk like a little bit of smack.
Yeah,
a little bit.
So clearly she forgave him, eh?
She forgave him, I guess. So we fact checked this before we. Well, I mean, how much of it is truly fact?
Oh, we did
don't know.
Deep research. Yep.
We just kind of like,
there was a video.
Looked back it was around this time last year when there was a video of him walking out of a club hand in hand with a brunette. His now fiance is a blonde. I guess she forgave him, and you know what? That's awesome. We love over here. Um, but
Is,
cheers,
is that what that is?
McDavid.
Yeah. I would honestly, if I was in her shoes,
I'd be like, "Don't hold hands with other
yeah.
girls."
And I'd be like, but I forgive you because you make a lot of money. I forgive you.
You would forgive him?
Oh, yeah. It's not
Yeah?
like he was caught like
We
doing the
hey,
deed in the
we
back seat. He was just holding her
he
hand.
could
And
he couldn't
maybe he thought it was her. Maybe he was so intoxicated he thought that was his
that would
fiance.
be a stretch. I
Oh,
encourage you to just go do your own research. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Congrats,
oh,
Connor
it's so
McDavid.
cute. Congrats, McDavid. I'm
Can't
so
wait to
happy
see the
for you.
wedding and the photos that'll end up on People Magazine. So,
Yeah. And of course, he had a big award last night or 2 nights
yay.
ago now. Won
I
again.
did think that it was really special that, forgive me, I might get the pronunciation of this wrong, but, Ben Stelter?
Yeah.
Yeah, his family
That was adorable.
presented the award. That was very, very special.
That was like the cutest kid ever.
I know.
Yeah.
And I even
Rest
though
in
I was
peace.
like, "Eh, Oilers," but I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine." We love Ben over here at Flames Nation Citizens, and
Well, wasn't there that one video too where the Flames did like "We love you, Ben," even though you're
oh,
not our
yeah.
fan. You
Oh,
don't love
yeah.
us, we love you video. Yeah.
Which yeah,
Some things elevate beyond hockey, and he was
beyond
one of those
hockey for
stories.
sure.
I'm sure there was a lot of American viewers who had no idea who that was, but he made a big splash on the Alberta sports scene.
Let's not forget, American listeners and viewers of hockey, a lot of the players are Canadian, so
They are. I know I was reading that today. It was like, who do you think's going to come to Canada first, Taylor Swift or the Stanley Cup?
oh.
And all the Americans on there were tuning in like, oh yeah, it sucks for Canada. But truth be told, 2/3 every team is Canadian. They win you the cup, and then they bring that cup back right home. The cup will be in Calgary this year. The cup will be in many small towns across Canada because that's who actually won it, Canadians.
Canadians.
And I do hope it comes back. Are you a Swiftie? I never asked you this.
Listen, I there's nothing more that I love than seeing videos or seeing people who are really passionate about music and like seeing their idols for the first time in concert. So like as much like I've always really loved Taylor Swift. I kind of like wavered in that weird pop transition kind of era. Eras.
The era.
But you know
What's
what?
your Taylor Swift era?
I don't even I'm a good old like original T Swift
Yeah.
country kind of chica over here.
Yeah.
But I love it. I think it's great. I think her music is awesome. I think her story is really compelling and she's a badass and everybody should stop shitting on super fans of Taylor Swift or whoever else because we see these dudes out here at sports games or crying on their couch when their team loses.
Yeah.
And it's the same kind of thing. So just let people be happy.
It's very much a similar fandom,
Yeah.
really.
It really is. We have these. Let's not forget. Like we
jerseys?
have jerseys
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
fans wear all the
Yeah.
time and they'll wear them everywhere.
Yeah.
But you see guys specifically will sometimes make fun of Taylor Swift fans and be like, "Oh, they take it too far. Like they're so obsessed." I'm like, "You wear this every week." So
This will ruin my mood for like a month if they have a bad end of the season. Like
you can't even look at it?
I'm affected by it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I am.
That's fair. Yeah.
And it's caused great joy and it's caused great sadness. More sadness than joy as a Flames fan, but only one team wins the cup every year.
I know.
So
There can only be one.
There's 30 plus sad teams and one happy team. But yeah, now I was saying this weekend. Do you agree? Taylor Swift is this generation's Beatles.
The Beatles.
The Beatles, like the fandom around it.
I think there's comparable people out there as well.
But she's like, these are mega stadiums, and then people are standing outside, and the resale market's crazy.
It was really incredible.
And she's gonna world tour minus Canada.
Boo.
Do you think she's gonna launch Canada?
I think she might.
I guess.
But it'll be like, oh my gosh, Canada dates, Toronto, Vancouver. That's it.
Yeah, it'll be for sure.
Because we don't have our new arena yet. So
well, and she's only playing outdoor football stadiums.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's literally gonna be Rogers Center and BC Place.
Yeah.
because you can't plan Commonwealth because it might be terrible weather. So, although
Damn it.
she does play in the rain. I saw a few of those.
Which I think is really, really special. And there's nothing like even like sports games in the rain as well. When you're dialed in and
Yeah.
you're like really into it, then it's like this is the greatest.
So funny. I don't see Taylor Swift anywhere on our list this episode, but that's what
We
happens.
pulled that out of our ass for sure.
My favorite Taylor Swift moment, in case anyone was wondering, was her concert in Calgary way back when she was kind of still fresh. It was like, I don't know the names of the song, but it's Screen Door song. Slamming screen doors. You know?
You want to sing it again?
Our song, doors, that tour. And she was at the Dome, and it was like packed of 13-year-old girls, and they were screaming nonstop. However, it was a great concert.
Also, Nickelback was in town, and I think the dark ages are over because everybody is collectively like, nah, we're done hating on Nickelback, which I never hated on Nickelback.
Thank God. I love Nickelback.
They're great. Chad is so nice. He's so great.
People hated on them because they were from a small town. They emerged. They became bigger than anything.
Oh, yeah.
And it's tough to watch rock stars do rock star things because
people are jealous.
Yeah, absolutely. And they literally went from BF Hannah, Alberta.
I know.
Okay. BF Hannah, Alberta, and they went to like superstardom. I lived in Germany in 2008, and Nickelback was the biggest thing when I was there.
Wow.
And as soon as they heard us from Canada, it was like Nickelback. And they didn't even know I was from a similar size and location town, like 2 hours from them.
They just
knew Canada, Nickelback, and Shania Twain.
Yeah.
They were both huge at the same time.
The bread and butter of Europe.
They're so good. And that concert, I didn't go. I was in Kelowna this weekend, but it looked packed.
Oh, yeah. And people looked like they were having a time. I saw Nickelback years ago. And it was like similar to what I remember, like from what I saw this past weekend. But we love you, Chad, and the rest of Nickelback. We really do. Please come on the show. Maybe? Nah, I don't think you would.
If we got Nickelback in the show.
Hey,
watch out.
I got some connections.
I know we got some fun guests coming.
I don't think he's a Flames fan though, so
why not?
Well, I think he lives in BC now.
Oh.
I'm gonna fact check this. Okay. I'm gonna try.
I think if you were from Hannah, you'd have a soft spot for the Flames. Yeah. Southern Alberta town. They make corn, I think. Is that Hannah?
No, that's Tabor. I have a story about Tabor, but that's
I don't know what Hannah
time.
does actually. I think there's a small farming community.
Yep.
Anyways, very cool. Nickelback is awesome. The last show we saw them in Calgary was a couple of years ago, and it wasn't the great. It was the end of their tour, and they were very drunk,
burnt out too, probably.
And they were in their home crowds. You could just tell they were kind of like letting it off the gas a bit. But we had tickets. We had to give them away. We would have gone in a heartbeat to this weekend. Also, very excited for Alabama.
Alabama.
We just secured our tickets to Alabama.
That's very fun.
During the first Saturday Stampede.
Is that Cowboys?
Dome.
Oh
yeah.
Nice.
I don't know who the other concert is, the Dome, but I know Alabama's one of them.
Pitbull.
Mr.
Worldwide.
I'll skip that one.
Pitbull and his hips. Man.
Yeah.
Hey.
I love the songs.
Something gets me about Pitbull. He's not my usual cup of tea, but that man and his swag and his hips, I'm down for it, and I'm just so excited for everybody else who gets to go. I am busy, so I cannot go.
So busy. I'm double booked. No, we're going to that one. Fun Hannah story.
Okay.
This is my dad was young. He tells this story, and he fact checked this by calling the school and making sure it was the right people. He owned a DJ service that did all of Alberta school dances. He had 2 or 3 mobile DJ rigs going around.
That's awesome.
Before much music was a thing. And he would always play Hannah was one of the high school dances. So there was these group of kids and they sat by a speaker and they were like, yeah, we're cool. We're in a band, smoking cigarettes and we're going to make it out of this town.
In the gym?
In the gym or whatever it was. He tells a story back in the whatever year this was.
Back in my day, we smoked cigarettes in the gym.
And they were just they were making requests for rock songs. And they were and dad said they had long hair. And then anyways, that was indeed the year they were in there. And so his little fact checking worked out. That was Nickelback.
The kids with the cigarettes were Nickelback?
Yeah, so he DJ'd their high school dance and they were talking about how cool they were and they were going to make a band and they were going to be big. and they did it.
You know what?
And so,
I love the confidence and the badassery of being like, you know what? Fuck you. At school dance, I'm lighting up a cigarette right now because I'm in a band.
And I don't know if they were actually smoking. I probably added that in my mind.
Chad, please tell me more about this. If you ever hear this, I need to know what your high school experience was like at the school dance. So.
But he did go, my dad did fact check this. He called the school and was like, this is the date that was there. This is the year. Can you tell me if that's when Chad was
on the class list?
That was them.
That's crazy. Oh my God.
So no big deal.
No, not a big deal at all. We also did we chat about Backland?
No, awards season.
Yeah.
First off, that looked fun.
It did.
I feel like if I was going to win NHL awards ever, I would do it in Nashville.
I had a couple friends who were at those after parties, and I was like, ooh, that would have been a time.
Looked like there's some fun drunk tweets coming out of there too. Looked like a lot of fun. So Backland, the King Clancy winner. And that's a prestigious one. So
yeah, of course.
That's the award to me that like transcends hockey to a certain extent, right? Like it's on and off the ice leadership, but really what wins you, that award is community noticing what you're doing for the community. And that's Michael Backland.
He's kind of been everywhere. Yeah. I think I saw like an ad on Instagram the other day of him and his wife at Lamley's, and I was like, I see.
And he was dancing in the boots. Did you see that?
I didn't watch the whole ad.
Oh, I saw a clip on Instagram.
How good was his dancing?
Not great, but it's cool because it's Michael Backland.
Oh my gosh! I also like. I think he was rumored to say that like he wasn't gonna stay beyond the 2023-2024 season.
That is definitely a rumor because he is a free agent, so it's gonna come up his contract, and his side is rightfully so chopping the waters. And
what a weird thing. I don't know. I still think this whole thing is strange.
Put yourself in his shoes, though.
Yeah,
you're kind of coming to the peak of your career, and the Flames are saying we are gonna rebuild. Do you want to stick around for 4 or 5 seasons to find out that's a cup, or do you want to maybe go slot in somewhere where you're going to be competitive next year?
Yeah, and you know what? I
get paid.
Yeah, I reflect back on Gaudreau, and it's just one of those things. Hey,
no, I have respect for the way Chucky left. Gaudreau is a little bitch.
Oh,
I'm not over it.
Woo!
No, I'm not.
Lyle's still hurt.
I was a big if you had a husband or wife, you would have like a free,
if I had a husband or wife,
a free pass.
Call me out for being single. I guess that's so funny. Yes, hall passes.
Okay, Johnny was my hall pass.
No.
Yeah. I was like, well, listen.
Johnny was your hall pass,
and not because of his looks. It's just because I really admired,
respected the guy,
his hockey skill, and I thought he was a little awesome ball of pep. Yeah. Anyways,
ball of pep.
He hurt me when he left the way he did.
I understand, but that just shows your love for him.
Nope.
Is still.
It's gone.
It's deep in there somewhere.
No, I hope he has the worst end to his career in Columbus. I'm spiteful. If I want to be.
Lord.
No, it's funny. He's stuck in Columbus now, and I heard rumors he wanted out when they hired. Well, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Is it
You're
Babcock?
On a roll right now.
Mike Babcock? Was that?
I guess.
They hired a big
Don't
old
ask
coach.
Me.
Anyways.
You know more about this stuff than me. Always
I should have fact-checked that one really quickly, but I know he didn't love his coaching hire. Apparently, that's what I heard, and he wanted out. So I think that's funny. I hope he's stuck in Columbus, Ohio.
We also have been, so we had were we playing the Riders the other day? Stamps
on Saturday, yeah.
And we
lost in overtime.
Well, I mean, we put up a good fight.
Yeah. Good crowd. It was a beautiful Saturday.
It looked really full.
Yeah. Lots, obviously, always Saskatchewan fans live here because they chose the beautiful city of Calgary.
Yeah. Let's not forget, Rider fans, you chose to live here.
Yeah.
You left the land of the green and came to the land of the red. So
I've been to Regina once. I would leave too.
Experience Regina.
Oh
my gosh.
Okay, before we talk about Stamps, though, really quickly, I just want to go back to the King Clancy.
Yes. Okay.
And congratulate Backland. And the coolest thing, Flames are now the only team that's won it 4 times.
It means we have nice dudes.
That means we're drafting community-minded, good people.
Yeah.
I think, and bring them in, not drafting, but bring them into our culture.
We got some quality people here.
So Lanny McDonald, love him.
Ooh,
Big
I
fan.
love
I've got
Lanny.
2 Lanny pictures in my hockey bathroom.
I remember
our
your
guest
hockey
bathroom's
bathroom.
a hockey themed bathroom. Yeah. Jerome McGinley, Joe Neuendijk, and now joining that list is
Michael Backlund.
That's good. Yeah.
No, it wasn't good. I had a voice crack.
It's fine. So yeah, congratulations. That's big. And that, like I said, that's an award that I can be very proud of. And I think Flame should be. And even if he's not here in the near future, will always be a good
there will be
memory
a flame and a flame in his heart and ours.
Eternal flame in his heart. Okay. And now you were talking about the back of the stamps.
Yeah.
They did lose. I'm a little bit worried here that Edmonton started a trend for Alberta.
Oh no.
Yeah. So Edmonton Eskimo. The Edmonton Elks. We started doing this at games on Labor Day. We go, and we sit behind their bench, so it's funny. Anyways,
sports make people look really dumb.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, like, we get really weird.
It's fine.
It's like high school.
It's been over 1,300 days, calendar days, since the Edmonton Elks last won a home game in Commonwealth Stadium.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a long time.
A long time.
It was October of 2019 was when they last won. I think they beat the BC Lions.
That's crazy.
They were once like a storied franchise in the CFL, like for fans, for winning, for everything. And their Twitter page now literally says, "We will win a game at home in 2023." And a fist.
Yeah.
That is their official Twitter headline.
They're manifesting.
That's bad. Like, not like the home of the 18-time champions. Like, no, we're
gonna win a home game.
They started a promo thing because they've got nothing but seats in that giant arena, like 62,000 seats or whatever. So every time they lose, everyone who's in attendance gets a free ticket for the next game.
You know, that's really smart.
Yeah.
They're like, well, stick with us. We're gonna do it.
Their last game wasn't a very well-attended game against Toronto. Anyways, they lost again. Calgary now, though.
There's probably some guy, though, being like, I'm going to go to all the games. Sorry, I'm freaking hitting things.
And if you have infinite seats, you can give those away. You just make money on concessions after. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
So they're not losing money on that, but it's kind of funny. But I'm worried that Calgary is catching on to this trend because we, in my last decade of Stamps fandom, I don't think I remember the last time we lost 2 home games in a row. And we've started the season now 0-2 at home. And between the 2 Alberta teams, not a lot of winning happening in the CFL in Alberta right now.
CFL has always just been, I don't know.
Don't diss it.
No, I love it. I do, but it makes me reflect on, like, this happens every time. I wish that we had as much gusto behind our sports as the states do, and how just incredibly passionate people are about
we do for hockey though.
We do, but even still, it's not that cult following similar to in the States. You've got even high school football, college football, those stadiums are packed every time.
Yeah.
So is it the money? Is it the money or is it the mindset? I don't know.
I think it's a whole layer of issues. One, we just don't have it into our culture like they do.
Yeah, that is true.
It's more hockey than it is for us than that.
Yeah.
You're not born into a CFL team as much. And then the NFL does an extraordinarily, and the college football leagues and the Big Ten, all that, do an incredibly good job of packaging it. It's it is a sexy package to watch on TV.
Oh, yeah.
The coverage is amazing, and their populations are massive still too, right? But I agree. I think there's no reason a city of 1 point whatever million we're at shouldn't be selling out McMahon at that price point every game.
Oh yeah, and I think the ticket prices, as far as I know, are very accessible. Go to a Stamps game.
Yeah, just do it.
Go see my buddy Jason Tate. He does all of the announcing there, and I
Can we ask them though to fix the audio? Oof.
You should talk to Dawson about that. He probably knows the right person to talk
I
to
know.
about the audio.
They used to have this center cluster of speakers that were
Yeah.
old, but at least a dispersion of sound was
Yeah.
correct. Now they put it on a stick at the far end.
Oh.
So you're trying to play to literally 32,000 seats from one audio point.
Yeah.
And these aren't like Taylor Swift speakers. These are just like regular speakers sitting there. And it sounds horrible.
Oh man.
And if you're at the far corner, you're so far from the sound that like
But
it's
also,
the
like,
worst it's ever been.
for bands that play there, Nice Horse played there the other day. I wonder what that's like.
They bring in extra usually for that, but it's still modest.
They've got their in-ears, and so they don't necessarily hear what the fans would hear. But that's
Listen, audio is important.
McMahon is an old bird, just like the Dome. Like,
I don't think we're ever gonna get a new McMahon, so I'm just
no,
well, not for a long time. Look at the like workaround to get the Dome, which is a no-brainer.
It's just wishful thinking from me though, because I want to elevate all of these major kind of things about our city, and because I believe in us guys, I really do.
No, like, Calgary brings back that swagger we need in our facilities.
Some polish, some shine.
I think you could renovate McMahon. I really do. Once you're in your seat, I'll say it and I'll say it again. The sight lines are incredible. You're right on the field. You don't have this big running track around that separates you from the game. But the concourse needs work.
The concourse, I mean, especially those like late fall into winter games. Wow. The cement. I feel like there's no insulation in that concourse either. So when you're trying to like come back,
it's freezing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There's been many games where you go to the men's bathroom to warm up, and really the only source of heat is the fog from the urine.
Ew.
Like, it's not heated. You're just like, okay, this feels nice.
Warm piss.
Yeah, literally.
Keep me toasty on a
because it's minus
winter's
40
day.
and this is good. Ugh.
That's nuts. So we're gonna go to some more Stamps games this season, and we're gonna have a time, and because we can say to everybody like go to a Stamps game, but we gotta.
I do.
There. I know you do. This is me saying I'm gonna be there. So come say hi to me and give me a high five. Be like, Michela made it.
Michela made it. Yeah, I can't wait to host you. And like I said, tickets go from like, I think ours are premium for like $180 for a pair, so whatever that is, $90 ticket.
That's not bad at all.
For a really good seat, or you can pay that season ticket cost. I think it's a bit more.
Yeah.
Or you can get in there as cheap as like $20, I think.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a great.
Get yourself a hot dog. Go watch a game. And
the Stamps will win.
We will win.
The Eskimos, the Elks.
It's just a force of habit.
They'll always be the Eskimos to me because I grew up with that as my rival.
I know. I get it. I get it. But I do realize why they changed the name.
I get it too.
The PC thing, I guess.
Here's another segue.
I know. Here's a doozy for you.
All right. As soon as I saw this news, I thought of you so fast that I couldn't even type it to you quick enough. And I think you already had a message to me before that.
I did, yeah.
The NHL came down and said, no more jerseys, period, for a cause.
I know.
Warm-up jerseys.
Which, like, this goes back way further than the Pride jersey, than the Indigenous Celebration jersey, the Black History Month one. We had the military and the one for breast cancer, or just cancer in general. Yeah. And that was the purple one and the camo one. And you know what? Like, I'm like gonna hold my purple jersey very close to my heart now, because like
I'll also hold our camo ones for the military ones.
I'm very jealous that you have one and I do not have one.
Yeah. It's where to start with that?
It's a doozy. It really is.
First off, I'm going to say this. I understand why the NHL did it.
Yeah.
I do. And that's not to say I agree with it. I'm just saying I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And it was this, and let's just call a spade a spade. This is because of the Pride jersey.
Of course it's because of the Pride jersey.
And then they said, well, we have to cancel all jerseys now, which I get why they did that.
Can you imagine if they made a stink about the Black History Month jersey?
I know.
It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. So this is all because of the Pride jersey and the
Yeah.
uproar over some players who didn't wear it. And, you know, as much as that hurts people like me and you, because I'm an ally, you are part of the community, it's like, okay, if you don't want to wear it, then don't wear it. That's fine.
Yeah. That's my point
Be
completely.
be that guy. Like you can be that guy. That's okay. That is your choice and your opinion. But like now, you're ruining the fun for literally everyone.
And I still blame a little bit the mainstream media in
Yeah.
the centers where they would just get so fixed on that one player. And one of the NHL players made a great comment about this, and I echo that.
Hmm.
I can't think who it was, but it was simple as this: if you would have focused on the 98% who were participating and wanted to participate, the
Yeah.
story has changed. But no, we had to clickbait it into
Yeah.
the one or two players for whatever reason. Oh, I'm an Orthodox Russian or whatever it was. Um, and I get that. I think you have the right not to participate in a warm up jersey.
Yeah. I
Not offended.
I mean, I think it's sad that there are some people who think that um wearing a jersey for 15 minutes is going to like truly impact them, or sometimes in some cases it will truly impact them because of religion or whatever. Um but I wish we could all just love and celebrate each other in all aspects of sports and entertainment. I hope for a day where that can happen.
I do
Um
too. And what made me the saddest, and I think when I was a guest on your show with you and Mark,
yeah.
I talked about this too a little bit because that was right at the Flames Pride night, and we were talking about right around that same time.
And you know what? There was a lot of great stuff that came out of
There
that
was some
night.
great stuff, and but I said, remember, if you go onto the comments, it's a dangerous dark hole of like just complete ignorance and people who have some severe issues with.
People who are bored with their own lives
Yes,
and just have nothing
100%.
better to do, right?
You go in the comments to this announcement, and they think they've just won. They're so
Yeah.
pumped. Oh my, it's finally over. All this, and here's the thing: they're not going to wear a warm up jersey. It's not over though. These clubs and organizations are not going to go to no longer supporting these communities who are a big part of it. They're going to
It's
do it other
just the
ways.
jersey. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the jersey, and it's taking away the focus on the players and our, in-game presentation stuff. Hopefully will remain just as celebratory of each and every one of these groups and,
Yeah.
nights of recognition. And I hope that we can continue to make hockey and all sports a welcome and safe space for everybody.
Absolutely. And I hope that's what these organizations will take from this. They'll say, "Okay, you know what? The league has made one decision easy. The
Mhm.
focal point of the warm up jersey won't be talked about, but everything else we do in the crowd." And these are stories that won't get North America wide, which is good. They'll just be local
Yeah,
to that community, that fan base, events, and welcoming. And we've said it before. I'll say it again. CSEC does an incredible job of that.
they do. Yep.
And I hope that just gives them a little more fuel to say, okay, how can we make it even a bit brighter, a
Yeah.
bit bigger without the jersey? And then
Yeah.
NHL can't
I
stop that.
think I think with last year's celebrations and how much work and planning went into them, it made me have hope that they would just continue to get bigger and more beautiful and more vibrant
Yep.
and specific to each and every kind of cause that we're trying to support. But now, like, taking an element away from it is kind of it's for sure disheartening. But I do have faith that the right people in our organization at least are going to try and you know fight for what they've built with all
Yep.
of this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to go away. I just think they're going to change the focal point of what you can clam onto.
Yeah.
And one player not participating, that made a great story everyone wanted to pick up.
Well, of course
If
it
it's
did.
just a supportive night where communities feel welcome and there's activations in the
Yeah.
concourse, stuff like that, you're not going to shut that down, nor should you. And that is really where the change is going to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
That's where the welcome is going to happen. The warm up jersey was a great gesture. It
Mhm.
it raised money,
Ours was beautiful, by the
but
way.
that's not to say they can't still make these jerseys and sell them, right? They can still, there's still ways to
Yeah.
use the jersey that the players aren't wearing in a warm up before a game situation.
Yeah.
You take that out.
I'm really jealous that George got the Pride jersey this year. He got to wear it. He's got one with his name
Did he
on
get to
it.
keep it after?
Yeah, he has his
Oh,
name on
I
it.
asked for one. Never
I
came.
know. Mine
Never
never
came.
came either. Maybe
That's
they got
fine.
some in stock now that they
No,
could
apparently
like,
there was a really low stock.
damn.
I think they did get auctioned off though, and they made a lot
They
of great
did,
money
yeah.
for change. So yeah, that'd be my thing. Is like there's just ways you can get around that positively, and I respect the decision from the NHL.
Because you can never make everybody happy with this stuff.
Yeah.
Which it's just the harsh reality of it, right? But
And the next one I heard on the same thread, this is always comes in and out, is well, let's just remove the national anthem from hockey,
no,
right?
sorry.
Because it's political, and
But okay, well, I mean, I get a little triggered hearing that because there
I
goes my
hope
job.
you do.
There goes my job. But I mean, these teams are made up of people from so many different nations. And I do, recognize how at every NHL game it's Canadian American anthem and the other players are not included in that, right? People from Europe and wherever else.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, I kind of get it. But can you imagine the uproar? Can you imagine?
Well, okay, hockey, because Canadians are a little bit more passive.
Yeah.
We would probably go, oh well, I guess we can't have that
I
anymore.
wouldn't
That was
go, oh
nice. You
well.
wouldn't. Can you imagine Americans though if they took it away from football? Like that's like they sing two anthems half the time. It's like,
Well, the length of that they draw out
yeah.
their anthem is
Um,
pretty wild, but that
so
yeah.
I mean, this was on the same thread of removing politics, and I hate that fucking. Oops, I said fuck.
You can swear
I
on
know.
here.
I hate that fucking term when they
Yeah.
say the Pride Night was political because it's not politics at all. Like you come across like an idiot when you say it's political.
No, it's about human beings.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I guess a national anthem literally could be perceived as political.
Yeah, I
Anyways,
guess,
that
hey?
was the same
And you know what?
thread.
You're right, like, 'cause I have seen those comments before where they're like, they should just not do an anthem, but it's usually when people are talking shit about specific anthem singers,
Yeah, where
and
there's like
they're
a political movement to take a knee or something like that,
Yeah.
and the anthem gets drugged down to it, or lyrics are changed for no reason.
I think
Stuff like that.
it's easy to weaponize any of these things, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to like we saw it during the pandemic, weaponizing kind of the flag and being proud to be a Canadian, right? So
Yeah.
it's like it sucks that we're taking something that's meant to be so good
Oh.
and so pure and using it the way that we see fit, kind of
Do you
thing.
know what really grinded my gears?
What grinds your gears?
Grinded. It's past tense. I don't see it very often anymore.
Grinded.
What
Okay.
grinded my gears was when they had the Canadian flag upside down as a protest to like, okay, I agree with probably a lot of your points because I'm on the right side of the political spectrum, probably.
Yeah.
However, you don't take my nation's flag and flip it upside down for
Yeah.
a protest of you not liking the government. Like, there's other ways to do that.
There is.
Put your little F Trudeau bumper sticker, but don't flip my flag around. I hated that.
It's just
Hated it.
there's so much that I could say about it because even people saying with pride and stuff like, you don't need to shove it down our throats. I'm like, dude, your whole truck is covered in bumper stickers that like okay, that's whatever. Let's put a bow on that one. Woo!
But the jerseys are gone. That was that segment. Anyways, I thought of you instantly, and I kind of predicted how you would feel, and I'm sure you knew how I'd feel. But
thing is I'm a pretty reasonable person.
Yeah,
and I like to put myself in somebody else's shoes. I just think it's a little sad because a lot of people were really excited. So
yeah, I hope that there's not young people sitting at home that are struggling with who they are and feeling accepted. Because I've been there when I was younger.
Yeah,
I hope they don't take this as, oh, I'm not supported, because you are. And
don't feel discouraged.
and this
if
isn't
you're
a
listening
loss.
to this, like
This is just the way that our heated media system is made. Decisions have to be made, and the NHL made one to benefit the players and not have as many negative stories out of what's supposed to be a feel-good situation.
Yeah.
Going to feel-good situations, though, can I quickly bring up the fact that Mike Vernon is heading to the Hall of Fame?
That's really exciting.
I love Mike Vernon.
I know. There is it's like I said, it's been a literal roller
Oh,
coaster of a past week. Like
fucking emotional.
I can't keep up. I literally can't. And I'm a very emotional person and I can usually ride these out just fine, but like no. This
Okay,
is crazy.
so Mike Vernon had a crazy cool, like his career was long. Goalies don't have this like I'm going to compare it to Wolf, who is playing so incredible in the AHL.
Yes.
But I truthfully do not believe he's ready for the NHL. And I think we saw that in the game he played. He got the win and the team played hard behind him. But it's goalies have a longer runway than
Well,
a stud player.
it's less of a chance, right? That you're gonna make it to the NHL.
And you slowly develop your skills and you have to wait. And then starting goaltenders will have a good decade in the net, and then you have to wait to be a backup. So I don't believe he's ready. And this is the same kind of story Mike Vernon had. He started in juniors and he played for two teams that hold dear and near to my heart right now. He played for the Calgary Wranglers of the WHL at the time. But
wow.
Kind of cool. He also played for the Calgary Canucks in the AJHL.
Yeah.
Played well for both those two teams, and then moved on to playing a lot of the ECHL, AHL, all the different leagues that were there. Something Golden Flame, stuff like that. Did the stint, massive part of his stint as a Calgary Flame. That was when I was growing up from the 90s. I think he came here like in 87 or something.
Yeah.
Played all through the 90s, won us a cup, won a cup with, I believe it was Detroit. So has two cups. He's won the Conn Smythe. He's won the goalie award. I can't think of what the name of that award is right now. The William Jennings.
Princey would have had that.
The William Jennings Trophy. He played for the Calgary Flames, the Sharks, the Panthers, and then the Flames, Wings, Sharks, Panthers, and then back to Calgary to finish his career for 2 years.
Wow.
Incredible man.
Yes.
I've talked to him before on the phone about Canuck stuff. He is a quiet guy, very much a goalie, but extremely honored for him, excited for him.
That's interesting though. Do you find that a lot of goalies are a bit more on the reserved side?
Yeah, they're a weird breed.
Really?
Goalies.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would think that if I were a goalie, I would be like such a bulldog and be like, "Ugh." I saw this. Oh my gosh. I'll see if we can find it here. But and they mic up people as they play hockey and hear what they have to say and all like the smack talk and all that bullshit, right? They mic'd up this little kid who was maybe like, I don't know, 5 or 6, and he was a goalie. And he was
I've
just
seen
like,
that.
he was like, "I'm gonna stick it to him. I'm gonna stick it to him."
And when the team's on the other end, he's like skating around. I'm so bored. And yeah. I think all kids should mic'd up during minor hockey. That's hilarious.
If I had a kid, I would do that all the time. That's so crazy. Well, okay, we've got like.
So I'm going to wrap that up. Congratulations to Mike Vernon.
Congrats, Mike.
Hockey Hall of Fame.
You did the thing.
That's big. That's like you're going to have your bust on a thing in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Bust.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Two different definitions to that word, I guess.
We're running out of time here, but I have a few things to talk about still with you. One, the schedule dropped today. So you're listening to this on Wednesday. It dropped yesterday. Exciting news that like we talked last episode about hockey's back and it's being scheduled. It's officially there.
Dude, I can't keep up.
The Flames kick off October 11th against the Jets in 106 days from today.
Stop it. I can't handle these countdowns.
You have 106 days.
We have one for Stampede. We like it. Whoo. There's a lot going on in this city.
It makes the year fly by because there's so much fun things to do.
Experience Calgary.
So the Jets Flames Thursday night home opener. That's gonna be
Thursday
good.
night?
Thursday night, 8 p.m., but all Canadian matchup. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, that'll be good.
There are there are a lot more Battle Albertas this year. 2 in Calgary, and they're Saturday nights, so that's exciting too.
That's gonna be those games are so crazy.
And the best part is they listen to the fan feedback. There's a late Calgary Saturday night game in April.
How late?
Late in the season. Like I just mean like we didn't play Edmonton like from January on last year.
Yeah.
So there is a April game which could be a deciding points game, hopefully for both
I think
teams.
that'll kind of prolong the the excitement
Yeah.
in the city, because like everybody loves the Battle of Alberta. So if we kind of stretch them out like that, that's great.
Yep. So I'm excited. I think I didn't really
Yeah.
like rake through the schedule and be like, oh, the league hates us because we have a road trip and a back-to-back this. And from what I really briefly looked at, it looked great.
Yeah.
Great schedule.
I haven't even looked at it yet, so I'm gonna go do that like right away.
Yeah, well, it's good. You can probably start time blocking. And apparently
Yeah.
the Wranglers are going to drop their schedule next week. And then I can actually block my dates for the
I
for the
know,
year,
yeah,
which I'm most
that's what I'm
excited
gonna
about.
try to do. Well, I don't even know what the season's gonna look like for me with Flames, because George went out on a big beautiful tour, which I was, very happy
You
for
reaped the
him.
benefits of that one, didn't
But
you?
I had a lot of games, so we will see. We will see how this season goes.
Well, I did hear some tidbits of the Wranglers have way more Saturday night games. We had none last year.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's going to be
Okay.
exciting. Apparently, we have lots of Sundays, Saturdays, and that's great.
I'm just here for the pocket dogs, guys. Like,
Yep.
truly.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're a hockey fan, just watch your inboxes because schedules are coming left, right, and center. You can plan your whole winter.
I don't want to think about winter.
I do. I'm fine with it. It's all good. Okay, someone sent me this to play for you after
we had somebody send this to us.
Yeah, friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
And
okay.
This one was entitled "It's My Bucket List." So,
should I be worried about this
no.
one?
So, and I'm not gonna put the whole one because she does kind of recover, and it's.
What year is this from?
I don't know. 2012.
Okay.
Okay. This is at a National Lacrosse League game in the Air Canada Centre for the Toronto Rock. And the PA announcer literally introduces her as her bucket list.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's not like she's dying. It's not like a Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Okay,
this is just like,
listen, I have
before
hope.
I die, I want to sing the national anthem.
I've got hope for this girl, okay?
Yeah, all right.
And I come, disclaimer, I'm always going to come to these things from a perspective of it takes a lot of freaking balls.
Yeah, you
to
gave
do
the
this
last
stuff.
one like a 6 out of 10 or something.
It was a 4.5.
4.5, and there's no way.
Okay, lay it on me.
We're going to keep track of your scoring system here. All right, this one is called "It's My Bucket List."
Let's try it out. Here we go. I'm scared. Oh.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Thou deep our land. Help me, patriot land.
Like the crowd's going to help you now.
Oh boy. Oh no, no. This.
No, one more time. It's my bucket list. It's my bucket list.
Oh.
Canada.
Keep going, girl. You got it.
We stand on native land.
Oh.
True patriot love.
Here we go. Come on.
In all thy sons command.
Bum-ba-da-bum.
With glowing hearts we see thee
It kind of comes back now.
She's got it dialed in. She's going.
strong and free.
Work, girl. Come on.
From far and wide,
She's cruising.
Canada, we
Yeah.
stand on guard for thee. God keep our land.
Okay, she's
Glorious and
she's doing all right. Is there a finale that I should be scared of?
No, the funny part was already in the beginning.
Okay, on God.
We'll give her credit.
Big
Finish it
finish,
off.
big finish, girl.
Oh, Canada,
Ugh.
we stand on guard for thee.
Okay, so
Okay, the funny part of that was the beginning when she
she goes,
flubbed
hold
it
on,
twice.
hold on. We're gonna start over.
You know,
Oh,
it's my
man.
bucket list. As if it's like,
Girl.
okay, what struck me on this one was it's still a professional sports league. And would you not maybe just verify that she knows what she's doing if it's her bucket list to sing the anthem?
Yeah.
Or do you just trust that? And also,
it depends on the game.
I have a lot of things on my bucket list. I just you just get to do things because it's on your butt. It's not like
No.
this is Sandra and she's dying of terminal cancer and she wants to do this. It wasn't like, no,
They didn't give any context to it, right?
It was her bucket list.
She's just a girl who really wanted to do it and got to do it. And you know what? Great.
And she was wrong by word 3.
You'd be surprised, though. You put people on a microphone in front of a lot of people, and your body and your mind react a lot differently than you would think.
Okay, fine. What do you give this one out of 10?
Okay, so
I know I've heard your canned response that it's hard, and I
trying to be
respect
nice.
it, and you
I
are
need
nice.
to be
You are
nice.
nice. Just out of 10. So you gave the last one 4.5.
She was rolling by the end of it, though. She was
recovered.
going. This one's gonna get a 3.
Is it because she started over?
No. It's because she
Ooh, I got a reason too.
Oh boy.
She has some natural. Sorry, she had no singing talent. The last guy at least could sing.
Yeah, like you could tell that like there was something there. She was a little pitchy, is all I'm gonna say.
You're a little pitchy, dog.
Yeah, she's a little pitchy, but good for you. She did it. She checked that off of her bucket list.
Yeah, but she scored worse than the O Canada's Christmas tree one from the CFL in Las Vegas. So
well, that one had a lot of context too. So
I think what got me on this one the most is that it wasn't from some American arena. Like this was Air Canada Center for the National Lacrosse League.
So we're saying that she has sung this song in school probably her whole life.
You should probably know at least the beginning part.
Yeah, the beginning parts, like it's easy to kind of get a little muddy in the middle to near the end.
Yeah.
But at least get the first 3 lines.
Especially if it switches to French, then I'm lost. I'm like, I don't know when
that happened to me once. Where I can't remember. It was
you start singing in French?
No, I didn't start singing in French. They requested that I do the anthem in, that half and half anthem.
Yep.
So I had to learn the French, and I was working really hard on correct pronunciation, and I wanted to do it correct and like get it perfect kind of thing.
I can't do that.
But I was standing there, and it's like a reflex and a force of habit. So you sing something over and over again, and then when you get to the part where you have to change it, it's kind of like when the lyrics changed, like back in the day.
Yeah, I still sing it sometimes.
Yeah,
the old way.
It's a thing in your brain. So I I got to the part where I was supposed to switch to French, and I paused slightly because I was like, oh, and then I just kept on kind of like I just did the whole thing in English because I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to butcher this in French, right?
Yeah.
So I saved myself, and that's kind of the most like risky that it's ever been for me. But I'm working on it, okay? Maybe one of these days I'll be able to.
I could not even not sing. I can't sing, but I couldn't even speak it in French. The anthem.
It's tricky. It's tricky, and I really when I do these things and I get on a mic, every time I strive to just do a good job. So
and you do.
Thanks, man. Oh my gosh.
Well, that was another edition of Michela being nice to an anthem fail.
I'm really trying.
This one was called "It's My Bucket List."
Work, girl. You did it. You checked that off the list. Let's move on to something else for you, please.
Oh, and just also, if anyone's been telling you that you're a great singer and you should be on the mic of the whatever the Air Canada Center was called at the time, they've been lying to you.
Just maybe practice in your bedroom a little bit.
Yeah.
Practice in front of your family.
It's not for everyone. Not everyone has to sing the anthem. It should be a talented few who get to be blessed with that opportunity.
Listen, I don't want to gatekeep, but
you should gatekeep. Be a big old gate up there. Holy smokes. I think we covered it all today.
This is crazy. This flew by. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in again. We're going to be back next week. Holy crap. Is that for our Stampede episode?
Next week is on the eve, the precipice, the one night before
Cowboy Christmas.
Yes. And then we're going to take a quick break during Stampede, aren't we?
Yeah, because I am going to be busy and maybe having a little bit of fun. So find me at Stampede. Also, we're still collecting your Stampede stories. I want the best. I want the worst. I want the craziest stories that you have from Stampede. Send them to us. We're going to talk about them on the show.
Stampede stories.
And who knows, we might have a guest to also join us with their stories.
Oh, and if it is the guest I'm thinking of, I'm sure he has some.
Oh, he's got plenty.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm looking forward to Stampede time. You can feel it in the city. The Ferris wheels built big
it looks
one.
really nice. I'm gonna ride the Ferris wheel for sure.
Yep. It's that feeling, that time of year.
And we'll
Christmas
see
in
it.
July.
I know we're gonna see it out there. We sure are. Also, feel free to give us a follow on Flames Nation and all of your favorite social media platforms. Download the podcast, subscribe, do all of the stuff, please, because we love our jobs and we love chatting with you guys. So we cannot wait to see you guys next week. We're gonna be back here in Marda Loop at the Ooodle Noodle studio for Flames Nation citizens. And I think this is us signing off. Hey,
Have a great week, guys.
see you later.